Hello everyone, Little Biscuit here, and if you stumbled across this video, you're probably looking for a great present for someone with borderline disorder. And how I came to the idea to create this video was because this year for Christmas my boyfriend decided to make each of his presents to me related to my borderline disorder. I was diagnosed in 2018 and I had been off and on to different therapies and I'm on meds and everything, but this year he said like, okay, I'm gonna make a small research and I'm gonna dedicate some time to this, and I found this so great from his side that I decided that probably there are more people who are also doing research and who are also trying to find a perfect present. Now, of course, this video is based on my preferences, on the way the things help me. It may be different and it may be completely different for someone you know, but anyway, here is my guide to presents for someone with a borderline disorder. First of all, I would say that the best present he gave me and the best present for me was a Nintendo Switch game, Animal Crossing. How he found it, he found an article about how Nintendo Switch games help someone with my disorder and how they relax someone. And since I have not yet been a console gamer, yes, it's weird, but I have never had a console, not a PlayStation, not a Nintendo Switch, nothing. So like when I was a kid I had a Sega or a Dendy, but that was it. That's it. That's my experience, meaning all of the harder games would not have been useful for me because they would just frustrate me. I have always been a PC gamer, well, if you can say gamer, for people who played Sims, but I have played Sims, Sims 2, Sims 3, Sims 4, and I love these games. And something like this was just genius for me, because the game is not too hard, you don't have to fight bosses, which I found amazing because I hate fighting bosses anywhere. This frustrates the hell out of me. And in this game you just do some nice farming, you communicate to the villagers on your island, you just relax. The sounds in these games are amazing. There are two of them, I think, Animal Crossing New Leaf. There is an Animal Crossing New Horizons. This is the one that I got, and there is an extension to it, Happy Home Paradise. I haven't yet gotten it, but I'm planning to because I first wanted to see how I will be in this one. The sounds are just so great. The sound of your feet touching the snow is just amazing. And the way you communicate with your villagers, it's, I don't know, you don't have to do this. If you don't want to, you don't do this. You're not too overloaded with different tasks. If you want to play in your own style and your own speed, you're more than welcome. You also have some small tasks from Tom Nook, which you can do, or if you prefer to ignore it, you can also ignore it. You will not proceed so far, but still, this has been relaxing me so good. I can play for hours, and on the days when I see that I'm very unstable and where I'm just overloaded with different emotions, what I would do is I would turn on Animal Crossing and I would just play. If the person who you are planning to give the Animal Crossing has no Nintendo Switch, that would make sense to maybe consider giving them a Switch, or maybe if there is a chance to just give them yours, because for example this one belongs to my boyfriend, so I just borrow it all of the time. Or we're just using it together, but of course, obviously, without this would not work. But if you already have a Nintendo Switch, then go for it. It's so great. So it's so great that what I even got myself was this tiny buddy. It's the authorized Nintendo Switch Animal Crossing controller, and playing with this tiny buddy was just amazing. I don't know, it's just this feeling that it gives to your hand. These small details, they are so adorable that they make the gaming experience even better. The second amazing idea for a present would be the noise cancelling headphones. The reason I got those is because we were in the plane and I get very aggressive by hearing noises that I don't like. I know that it is not very nice, but I sadly cannot do anything because I get very furious with the things I cannot control. And by giving those to your loved one or to your friend or to a person with borderline disorder, you will really help them to just concentrate on themselves and to just stop being distracted. I use them all the time. I use them even sitting here on the sofa when my boyfriend wants to see something in the TV and I can just see whatever I would like. It also helps me to disconnect from everything because due to noise cancelling you do not hear anything, and it is just a perfect idea for someone who just wants to spend time with themselves. Mine are from the Soundcore brand and they are in like pinkish to beige tone, and they go over the head like this and literally even put like this, and the noise cancellation is not on yet, but I barely can hear any of the outside sounds, and this is just perfect because I use them at work as well, in the office, because we have an open space, and to just have space for myself while I'm surrounded with people is very good. So if you're considering this, then go for it, because just separating ourselves from the outside world helps a lot. Because I had multiple problems while not being able to control myself or not being able to affect anything around me, and I really needed something to just distract myself and just to stop being in the moment, if this makes sense. And with the noise cancelling headphones, it has been just a great relief for me as a borderline person. Another great idea for someone with a borderline disorder is a planner, because surprise, sadly mostly all of the borderline people do not have a very good sense of time, and I'm one of them, because usually, for example, on a Saturday morning I would plan 17 things, and somehow in my mind I think that I'm able to achieve all of them, and at the end of the day I will be frustrated because I haven't been able to do this, and then I will think I'm not productive enough. So what I got for Christmas, or what my boyfriend decided to give me after doing his research, was the 2023 planner. And what I like about this planner is it has goals for the month, it has space for the notes, and it has the month separated. What I really liked about this is the goals, because I could just cross out the things that I want. I'm very picky when it comes to planners and to notepads, because I have a notepad passion. But in this one I was very satisfied, and the good thing is I got it in the beginning of the year, so we were able to sit down and plan everything that we have for this year, or for the beginning of this year. And by writing this down, I really finally had an overview of my goals, and I was able to say, okay, is it doable, or should I plan less, or should I plan more? And now I can track on my progress, and this really gave me more sense of time and more organization, because chaos just brings me down. You don't want chaos if you have borderline, but you are chaos if you have borderline. So a planner is another very great idea for someone with a borderline disorder. One more thing to give someone with borderline disorder is children's book, because funnily enough, mostly borderline disorder comes from childhood experience, or traumatic childhood experience, or parenting your parents, or any kind of things, or your parents maybe not being satisfied with you or with them, or just basically general childhood memories that are very unpleasant. So people with borderline disorder do not really remember their childhood. For instance, I barely remember mine. I remember a couple of nice moments, I remember a couple of bad moments, but I do not have memories of like longer periods. And getting a children's book helped me to get some of this precious time back. I actually always denied myself reading children's books, even though I wanted to, because my brain somehow told me like, hey, you are an adult, why would you read a children's book? But when I got this one, I was like, hey, why not? And this makes me so comfortable. Like, this is so cozy. The book has small illustrations on the sides, the font is big, and it is just so easy to read, and this just makes you feel so safe again. And especially this book is very good for someone with borderline disorder, because it tells about the girl who went traveling with her father even though he didn't want her and he was very disappointed in her, and during this travel she realizes that she's actually okay and that it's her father that has been the trouble, and she has actually been alright all of the time. I have just started. I am already very pleased with this book, and I'm very looking forward to reading it. And last but not least are psychology books. Psychology books are very great when it comes to presence, because I don't know if it's a general borderline thing or just me thing, I love reading about my brain and about my emotions. There is a great number of borderline books, and I will be talking about this in a later video, because I have around 3 or 4 that are dedicated to borderline, and I have read them, and I have a couple of them about mindfulness. One of them is being read by my boyfriend currently, and we will be speaking about this, like which books are good for couples, which books are good for understanding borderline outside of borderline, or which ones are great to understand yourself. But anyway, any psychology books are great. This one is called Big Feelings, and I actually gave it to myself. This was still a present, but from me to me, and it tells you about your feelings. And because many borderline patients are not able to put apart different emotions, for example, I know basic emotions, but sometimes I would feel something and I'm not sure what I feel, so it's harder to recognize the feelings. This helps. There are a lot of books dedicated to the emotions. There is an Atlas of Heart, I think, if I'm not wrong, that also describes every emotion, and I'm so planning to get it. But something like this is a very great for start, and to make someone to inspire someone to discover a lot about him or herself. This was my small guide to presents that you can give for a borderline friend or best friend or maybe loved ones. I hope you liked it. I hope you found something that you have been looking for and will consider one of these presents for any future occasions. And I hope you will also stay here tuned with me, because I will be doing a lot of nice stuff. So if you're looking forward to seeing cozy vlogs or bookish vlogs or things about borderline personality disorder or things about illustration, then it's a place for you, and I will be very happy to see you here, friends. Bye!